Hello,
Welcome to
Onsen
Ripples.
Ripples. Ripples.
As you can see, the hat's back on. The
The
woolly
warm
stuff.
fleeces back
I got all
on.
my stuff. Yeah, winter.
Yeah, it's winter.
It's here. I've even got my little pom-pom here.
It's a huge pom-pom.
It is. It's almost as big as my head. Does it actually keep you warm, the pom-pom? Does it do anything apart from just like bubble?
It looks good.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. We missed you last week.
Yes.
We're buttoned down with a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah. So we're back again for an episode of ONSEN RIPPLES. And since you've been gone for a week, it snowed.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it snowed a little bit. So it's definitely here.
winter
The
is
rest
here.
of Hokkaido has...
Quite a lot of snow,
yeah,
I
it's
think.
been dumped already. But we're in a different little spot down in eastern Hokkaido, in Obihiro. And that Tokachi area, Obihiro, tends to be a little bit more like a flat area, and we're surrounded by mountains, which keeps a lot of the things out.
Yeah.
So
There's a mountain range in between Hokkaido, in the middle of Hokkaido, which divides west and east. And because of that mountain range, we don't get much snow.
No, and it tends to be hotter in summer because it's a flat plain area, and tends to be colder in winter. Like, 'cause, yeah, I guess around the Minnesota area, that area kind of there. It's nice.
Maybe.
And yeah, well, but yeah, it sometimes gets to like minus 20.
20, 25.
That shouldn't discourage you though. It's a great time. I still recommend coming to Japan if you're planning a trip, and that you've got to see the winter. I mean, it's
It's
quite
beautiful. And when it's really cold, like minus 20, minus 25, you can feel that air is crispy,
yeah.
really crispy.
It is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not many people do, but there's a few people out there that are right, really. And it doesn't sound like, when you start talking minus, just in general, minus freaks me out.
Yeah, that's right. You're from a warm country.
Minus 10 starts to, my knees start shattering. That's just thinking about it, not even going out there. And when you
It's
say,
just in your head. That's all.
and that's why the pom-pom's there for, to keep those minus things out of there.
Keep it warm.
Keep it negative, keep all the negativity out. But when you say minus 20, I mean, people don't really have an idea how cold that is.
Well, it's cold, but it's not something you get scared of. It's not like you're going to get frozen or anything. Well,
guess
a
it
little bit
is.
does. You need warm clothes, of course, to keep yourself warm.
Right, but my point is that you shouldn't be discouraged for coming to Japan because, it's funny, Japan seems, compared to a lot of other countries, it's quite a small country. But the range is very different because you go up north where we are in Hokkaido, it does get to minus 24. And then you can go down south, which is Okinawa, it's quite tropical.
Yeah, it is.
So it's quite a big range. People that are coming to Japan in winter, I mean, most people come for the skiing and stuff like that, but there's a lot more things to do. There's a lot of things. There's the ice festivals and stuff that come up there. But just generally, I think it's quite a cool experience. Cool as in, pardon the pun. But yeah, I love my first time in Japan. It was in the wintertime. It was absolutely brilliant.
It's just all white.
But I had a leather jacket and a t-shirt, which
And a jeans.
Well, this is the days before internet and stuff. I did have a Lonely Planet guide. Thanks to them, they were my saviors for a lot of things. And I wasn't planning to go too far north, but I ended up going north and not dressing very well for it.
At first, he thought it was in Russia. Where am I? Got the wrong place?
I did. Well, I mean, it just started coming down, and I'm like, looked out the window, and everything's white, and I'm like, excuse me.
Where am I?
I wasn't expecting that. I thought it only snowed in the mountains, skiing. That was the peak. That was my image of stuff. I wasn't expecting, 5-6 feet of snow. And speaking of which, so a couple of things. Maybe we should give some people these tips on traveling in Japan in the winter.
Yeah, sure.
Because you were born here.
Yeah.
Just it's natural for you. But for people coming for the first time, don't be discouraged. It's a great thing. It's not that bad. You can get around quite easily, but there are a few things that you should probably do. You can check on the internet and stuff like that and find out. But when you get here, I mean, try and divide it. First one's probably clothes. I think that's the big one. What do you mean?
You got to keep yourself warm.
In the north part of Hokkaido, the Hokkaido area, anywhere Sapporo, even down south as far as places like Hakodate, it's still cold.
Yeah.
So hats are always important, and gloves, scarves, and that. But I did notice that the heating was quite good in Hokkaido.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Inside the house is very warm.
I think the difference is when I was in Tokyo, I was very, very cold. And I think the buildings, they're not, my impression or my idea behind it, I think, is like in other countries, these buildings and houses and stuff are usually built for a long time. They expect to be, some of them are still 100 years old and all the insulation and everything's good. But in Tokyo, I think a lot of things are designed to be built for only like 30, 40 years and then built up from the ground again. So even though they look nice and modern, some of the buildings, I don't think that they're really designed well for the cold. So in Tokyo, they do a lot of the apartments and that you still feel cold when you go inside.
Yeah. The way houses are built are very different from down south in Hokkaido. Because Hokkaido, it does get cold, so you gotta keep inside the house warm. Like, it's quite funny that people say in Hokkaido, people are dressed in t-shirt inside a house during the winter time.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And
well, noticing a lot of the people, the houses and the apartments, even this place here, we've got the double glazing for the windows. That helps a lot. I think the insulation just generally is better.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, it's a different kind. So I didn't feel that bad. And of course, like when you go into anywhere in the major cities, like if you go into department stores and things like that, it's always really well heated. That's not a problem. And I think if you are coming for a short time and you'd be staying in hotels, and that should be all right. They usually have like some central heating, but it does get cold. I felt a lot more colder in Tokyo and places like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so big buildings and streets, a lot of concrete, that sort of things. Yeah, but of course it's Japan that we've got great little inventions left, right, and centre that keeps you warm, like heated seats.
Yeah.
This is a classic. So if you are walking around and you're cold, just sit down somewhere, find a seat. Take a train. All the train, the seats are heated. Unbelievable.
It's very warm.
I used to get cold and just like take a quick ride on the train, just
to warm up.
Just to warm up. This is brilliant. I lose my gloves and scarves because once you walk in, it's so toasty there.
You gotta get undressed.
But also, go to the toilet. The seats are hot there too. That was my favourite one, going to the toilet.
Warm seat, heated. It's the best in wintertime. In the middle of the night, you wake up to go to the toilet and you don't want to sit on this really cold, icy seat. It just wakes you up. But in Japan, don't worry. Most of the toilets are warm, so you can just still half asleep, enjoy the toilet experience.
And it is an experience. It's a very enjoyable experience. And I think that's one of the big ones. Check out the toilets when you come to Japan in winter. Unbelievable. I just came back from Australia a couple of months ago and it was like a winter time there. And that was the first thing I don't know if it's because I've been in Japan too long. My bottom is quite spoiled now. And it's kind of like, I want a heated seat.
There's so many tourists, they buy the heated seat as a souvenir from Japan.
But they don't give it to anyone, they keep it for themselves.
Well, of course, souvenir for themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's a brilliant invention. I love it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm used to it, I don't want to go back to the other. I don't want to go back. I can't. I won't.
Say no.
But the first time I got,
anyways.
I remember I was at my sister's house, and I needed to go to the bathroom in the morning, and that was the first. I just sat down and
you just jump up.
She was very upset because the next day I went out to. Place and bought those little seat covers.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, they don't match with anything and it's disgusting. How can you put it there? I said, man, I need it. She was calling me all sorts of names like soft. So hello, Sharon out there. And I have become soft. That's all right. I like a warm bottom.
Yes, I like it too.
Anyway, so the inventions, and speaking about Japan, well, not just the toilet seats, but there's a lot of things that I think are pretty much traditional or made or unique, at least, to Japan. One of them is these little, what are they called? Kairos?
Heat punch?
They're heat punch. Are they from Japan?
I think so.
I think so. Have we got one of those things?
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Keep talking.
These things are brilliant. I'm not really sure of the science behind it, but I think it's got some little stones, or other people wouldn't know what it is, but it's in a little pouch, and she's got her packets.
And a packet of 10.
Packet of 10, and you can pick these up anywhere.
It's like this.
It's got a little koala on it. Maybe they're from Australia.
It's nice and cuddly,
I don't want to do it.
I guess.
You opening it out?
Yeah. There's 10 of them.
Oh, okay. Well, these things,
Like
this
this
is what they
one.
call. They're little patches, and I'm sure people know about them already.
Yeah.
And
This one, you just open it.
oh, you're going to do
As
it
soon
now.
as you open it,
Once the oxygen hits that,
Yeah, it gets warm.
Yeah, it starts getting warm, and you just put them in your pockets and keep your hands warm. Or
yes. And there's different type, like this one. It's got this sticky
adhesive,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So you just put it on your
underneath. obviously.
underneath.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
of course. Like
yeah.
on your back.
Not on your
the
skin,
belly.
but just on a t-shirt. It doesn't wreck your t-shirts or anything like that. Usually on the back.
warm.
They're great for the older people who want to travel and stay warm, and it does. It stays warm for like 24 hours or even longer.
Something like that. This one's good for 12 hours.
12 hours, yeah. And you
that's
can buy
enough.
them at any convenience store. They have them all around the place. And you just kind of shake it up, put it in your pocket. So especially for those people who are looking at doing things like walking
Outdoor
around
thing.
some outdoory stuff where you can't have anything close by.
Like
or-
snow festival, ice festival we have in Sapporo or any other places in Japan
yeah.
winter time.
Yeah, that's something. If you can, also the Japanese shoes, I'm sure that you get them everywhere, but if you can get it, like even a cheaper set of shoes, the soles are very important because you do slip. So many people walking on the road, there is this like black ice and it gets icy.
Yeah. So you need to have a winter shoes, which has got some kind of rubber thing underneath that it's hard to slip. And also the way you walk is very important. You know? Like walking on a regular road and walking on the snow icy road is very different. On the icy road, I recommend you to shuffle. It kind of slides like penguins. Think of the penguins, the way they walk. That's the best and safest way to walk in Japan. Well, in northern part of Japan, where it gets all icy and snowy. So if you're coming to like Sapporo Snow Festival, which is held in February, I think, then there's so many people walking and you see the way they walk. It's just shuffle
Like
that.
penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that all works. Hang on. Let's go.
And also the other way of keeping yourself warm is of course keep moving. And we have this invention of like a cloth. It's got electric lines inside. So if you press the button, then this electric thing gets warm, heated.
Is this one of those?
Kind of like this.
It's just a little vest, yeah. But yeah, there's little
Then
buttons
normally
and stuff.
they have buttons that you press and it gets warm. Keep you warm for a
You
while.
know, I saw this commercial on TV, and this also goes here, but you can't, I don't know if you want to buy these, but I saw this commercial on TV, which I thought was just brilliant. And it's socks. You just push a little button and the socks warm up.
I've never seen that one before.
It was just on
It's
there.
a new one.
It was brilliant. Arigatou gozaimasu. But speaking of socks, tons of socks.
Tons of socks.
I've seen more socks in Japan than anywhere else.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know, but like some
Well,
people, of
socks.
course, well, no, these are thick and thin, and
Thick
the
and-
winter ones, and you can get them even at the 100 yen shop, the dollar shops, and stuff like that. A good set of socks is very important for walking around in the hotel rooms. Keep your feet warm. So we got socks, we got these, and of course, shout out to Uniqlo. They have these things called Heat Tech, and it is wonderful. They're very thin. This is this Heat Tech?
Not this one.
Not this
The
one.
inside.
But the inside, right? So, and it's these. So you don't have to. Yeah. There you go. These little thing, and they're brilliant.
Yeah. Keeps yourself.
Yeah.
warm.
So that's an important one. Heat Tech. You have a look out. They're not that expensive. You can get just for undergarments, and then put a jacket on, of course, and a good hat, gloves, scarf, those sort of things for the winter outdoorsy stuff. But generally, generally you can keep warm. Another one that's probably very, very Japanese,
What?
and this is, of course, everyone knows about this one, is vending machines. I've got to say this one because this also,
I guess it's unusual for other countries.
it's unusual for me.
Yeah.
But when I've heard, and I think I know this one.
What do
I
you
think
know?
there's one vending machine for every 20 people in Japan.
Really?
And Japan's got like 150 million people, so
It's quite a few.
you do the math.
Yeah, I can't.
I think that's the number. So one vending, but the vending machines are really good because they have a choice of hot and cold drinks. And I'm not just
Some
talking.
of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just talking hot coffee or something like that. You've got some excellent drinks.
Corn soup in the
Corn
vending
soup,
machine.
Yeah,
In the can.
chowder and soup, things like that. I've seen.
Yeah.
The really good ones are the lemon ones. I like them in the winter. They're like a
lemon juice
V,
is
C, V, and they've got a high content of vitamin C in it. And I think it's called V100 mg or some
There's different types. So.
like sporty drinks that they have that are very very good for you in the winter, and it's got a lot of
Keep yourself warm.
Yeah,
And
and
even
they-
just holding it is good.
yeah, they've got tons of them. So usually when you have the vending machines, they'll have both inside the
Hot and
vending
cold.
machine. You'll see under the red will be the hot ones, and and you can have everything. Of course, the regulars, coffee and tea and hot chocolates. But there's other stuff. There's a ton of other stuff. I recommend vending machine, and of course, because there is one for every 20 people, you don't have to go far without finding a vending machine.
Yeah.
You
Just
can-
around the corner.
There's always one around the corner. You can go up into nature as well. I'm not too happy about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
there are around. Yes, and of course, everyone knows that you can buy lots of different things. The vending machine.
Yeah, different types.
capital
There's
of the world.
vending machine for food as well, like ramen or soba noodles,
Yeah,
any others. I don't know. There's so many different kinds.
food.
So
Food.
to keep you warm.
Yeah. What is the Japanese?
Ramen. I think it's like the typical thing.
There's this thing called nabe, Nabe,
Yeah.
which is
nabe.
basically a hot pot, and some of the you can pretty much buy little kits if you want to make it yourself as well. And it's just one whole thing. You put it in the soup, and it's like a big ramen with the noodles.
If you want, you can put noodles and stuff, but mostly veggies and meat or whatever you want to put in the pot.
And when you go into like even a lot of those places, you can get it in street corners and things like that, street food as well. And but something about the nabe and ramens, and it keeps you warm. It really does do its job.
Yeah.
And you can have the spicy different flavors, which ones you like. You can have vegetables if you're vegetarian, and a lot of chunky meat. Or you can go the full way. The nabes are very famous with the sumo wrestlers,
Yeah. Chanko nabe.
and you can be that size if you want by the end of winter.
Just keep eating.
There's a lot of nabe shops. It's great. Ramen's a big one for the winter one. And I know in every convenience store they have oden.
Or then
Please explain what oden is.
I can explain it. It's all the veggies and eggs and fish paste or even meat.
Yeah, it's
cooked
funny
in
because
this
it's
soup.
basically like slow cooked or boiled. Funny thing is when I'm thinking about things that have been boiled for a long time, I usually think the flavors run out. It's like, but for some reason this thing is quite
Flavor stays.
the flavor stays
And
and the
also
shape stays.
Oh,
How does
yeah.
it?
It does.
Carrots. If you boiled it for 8 hours, it'll be just mush. But
It's not being boiled.
no, well, it's just So it's really good, and you can pick them up at any convenience store in a little.
In wintertime,
pot.
they all have it.
They will have it. It's
convenience
there.
store.
You'll find them floating around. Don't be scared to try any of the new foods and stuff like that. And then if you are staying in an apartment or something like that, that's can you please explain what a hotatsu is?
Kotatsu. Kotatsu is like a little table, and inside the table there's a heating system underneath, and you put the like a futon kind of thing, like a cloth on top of it, so it keeps the warmth inside the table. So you just sit in there and keep your feet warm, and every now and then you just snuggle up and sleep in there.
Well, I mean, you know, when we were, I remember I had maybe an electric blanket in Australia. I never used it, but we did have one. But these kind of things are everything's heated. The carpets are heated, and the tables are heated with a little blanket. The floor's heated, and you can have little pillows. I saw a sleeping bag that was just, you just plug it in and you sit inside the sleeping bag, and you can watch TV and stuff like that. It's it's definitely got a lot of those things there.
Yeah.
So what are we
All
talking about?
interesting
We talk about
inventions.
vending machines. We talk about food and drinks,
Yeah.
hot and cold. These little
And eating
cones.
patch.
I'm sure I missed out on something.
What?
What's the best way to keep it around?
To jump in a warm onsen,
Yeah.
warm bath.
Welcome to Onsen Ripples. Today we're talking about onsens.
Finally.
And get to that. No, I mean, that's, even if you can't get to an onsen, there's a lot of sentos, which are just
Public
a
bath.
public bath area. There's something about it. It keeps you warm inside and out for a long time. I mean, we're quite lucky because, you know, it's right there.
Yes.
Yes, and we can. But once you're in, and once you're all soaked up, plus the fact that, you know, it's very cultural, something to do.
Yeah.
If you've been out, there's nothing better. If you've been out looking at some of the winter festivals and the sides, I know in Sapporo right now they've got the Illumination Festival with all the lights. It's brilliant. Walk around. It's you know, it's got that very nice festive feeling about it. There's Christmas attached around this time. New Year's coming up. You know, everyone's out. Everyone's thinking about doing this crazy shopping and getting all these things done. And you know, you've got what is it? Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and people just running around. But yeah, once you get rid of all of that and you just sit down and you have a nice,
Relaxing.
bath, not a shower. You need to, because shower doesn't do it. It doesn't get you warm like that.
Not at all.
No.
You just have to soak it in.
So if you can't get yourself out, to an onsen, then a sento is definitely on the cards.
Yeah,
Don't wait till you go back
recommend
to the hotel and just sit in the shower or in a hot room. You've got to soak this up. And it's funny too, is when you're in there, of course, there's that feeling of like, yeah, I'm doing something that's cultural as well. And
You never know. You might make friends in the bath. Just start chatting up. It's like, how was your day? Oh, it was so cold, wasn't it? And then the conversation starts there.
Yeah. Inspirations, conversations, and warmth.
Yeah.
Have I missed
And then
out?
you can go to bed really nicely.
Yeah,
Have great dreams.
that's it. I think I got some notes here about keeping warm. What have I think I've done that. Heat tech of toilet seats. I've written about 5 times here. Clothes, food. We did the food, clothes, and the traditional Japanese thing. I said mask.
Mask. Mask. Actually, you know, when I had to wear masks, I really didn't like it. But in wintertime, I realized it kept me so warm
It does,
being outside. Because normally when it's about minus 10, 15, 20, 25, when you're walking outside, it actually gets all frozen around here. When you walk in, the hair gets frozen.
Yeah,
Because of it.
and the thing is, that the mufflers and everything are good for skiing and stuff like that, you know. And, but the mask really, it helps you breathe a little bit easier. Yeah, and it does keep you warm.
I was quite surprised.
No, I
With and
wrote
without.
the mask because, you know.
Yeah, because around here, walking outside early in the morning, you know, you breathe in through your nose, and your nose actually goes
It stays.
like that. It gets frozen. You have to experience this. It's so fun. So much fun.
Yeah, we've seen things where, you know, people come out with the wet towel and start swinging it around and it's frozen.
Yeah.
Be careful with your hair. If you are taking
Dry
a
your
bath
hair.
dry your hair before you go out. If it is cold and you walk outside, even though you're
Do
nice
that,
and warm,
and it just stays like that.
you're all warm and you think you're warm, you don't feel it, but it's actually -20, so you can just snap off your hair.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times just for fun.
Just for fun. For experience. Why not?
But speaking of masks, another big tip is use some sort of moisturizer. You got to bring them with you. Little
Chappies.
Chapsticks are very, very important. You can never run out. You get really dry because there is, with the coldness and with all these heating things,
Air gets dry.
the air gets very, very dry, and you can get like very dry, cracked if you don't take care of yourself. And then you don't want to have that sort of thing happening while you're on holidays, and you know, you're just all cracked up and you can't smile because everything's. You really want to smile,
Ouch.
yeah, because everything's so happy, and you just smile.
It's bleeding.
Yeah, you don't want that. So
want that one.
mask up. That's good.
If you want. Or just put the scarf around your face as well.
Or you can just stay in the bath for as long as you want.
Yeah.
that's
You
nice
get
and
natural
warm.
moisturizer.
Yes, especially around here, we've got the in Tokachi area in Obihira we have the Mua onsen, which is a type of onsen which is filtered through millennia of forest and reeds. So there's a lot of debris there that's very important. Most people attribute to health, beauty, skin, things like that. So yeah, it's very, very good for your skin. It's a natural moisturizer.
Yeah.
So this area is very good for that. If you do want to come for a winter and have a look around places like Sapporo and stuff for the big festivals, make your way out to Tokachi area, Obihiro. Come and see us at Marumigaoka Onsen and moisturize.
Yourself from top to bottom.
Yes.
Yes. It's a great way to experience the winter time in Hokkaido.
Yes. So don't be scared about coming to, and don't just do the skiing thing because there's a lot more.
Well, ski is good. So you
Skiing
can
thing, yeah.
also experience, what can we do here? The dog sleigh. You can do that around here too.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Get on the
always things to do.
balloons.
Yeah. Around this way. Yeah, the balloon ride's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's colder up there.
You think it wouldn't because they got that big
That's
that
true.
heating thing, but it does get cold.
Yeah.
You're up, but that's beautiful. The hot air balloon rides that we have around this area, and it's quite nice.
Yeah.
We're a part of the main onsen feeds off the river, which is called the Tokachi River, and there is some beautiful nature,
Yeah.
beautiful wildlife. The salmon comes in September, October, comes back to nest, and of course with the salmon we have the bears a bit further up north.
Yeah. Not too close.
Not too close to us. So it's all that wildlife side of things, but you can take a boat up the river or dinghy, raft in the wintertime.
Yeah.
when
And you
it's-
see all the birds
Yeah,
around it.
they have, they've been nesting around with the,
Ella sea eagle.
yes, if you've never seen one of those, you know what an American bald eagle looks like. It's kind of got the white head with the big yellow beak, the Stella sea. These things are huge. I mean, they stand about,
Yes. I've never seen them so
130
close.
centimeters tall, huge talons. And they nest around here, so we can take the boat right up and have a look where they nest.
Yeah.
And
Look.
yeah, quite close to them.
Sometimes I see them flying around
They
above
do,
us.
yeah.
But it's rare.
And of course, the most famous thing about Japan, the cranes. We have a few cranes around here. If you go a bit further east, that's where all their nest area is in Kushiro. So there's a lot to do on the east side as well, especially in wintertime. Take a train. It's not that. It's quite pleasant. The seats are all warm.
Yeah.
It's a nice
It's
long.
only
yeah.
2.5 hours from Sapporo
Yeah.
by train. So.
It's a beautiful drive. You go straight through the mountain range that we were talking about, and you get to see a lot of nature and what the eastern Hokkaido is all about. And of course, wintertime, it's all about staying warm and enjoying the winter. But you can. That's the one thing I did notice about it. Nothing stopped in winter. I always had this idea that, you know, once it's snowing outside, you're inside.
You're stuck
You know,
inside
yeah.
the house.
You know, like a bear, it just forgets about winter. It just kind of, that's it. I'm hibernating for 6 months. I'm going to eat all I can, and then I'm going to go to sleep for 3 months.
You gotta go outside, enjoy it, you know, make snowballs, throw it, make snowman, or just dive in this, yeah, in snow and make snow angels.
That's it.
That's so much fun as well.
Yeah. But I was surprised how easy it is to get around. I mean, I lived in Sapporo for about 15 years, and you could get anywhere in the city and nothing stopped, even though it was like, you know, 3-4 feet of snow sometimes. Nothing really stopped. It was once or twice, I think, the train stopped, or you know, but that wasn't the subway. That was the tram area, and the roads were it was for like an hour or so. That was about it. And they cleared it up, and it was back to normal. And you could get around, and it was beautiful. You could get underground everywhere at any point in the city. Up, yeah. Walking was a little bit of a shuffle in some of the areas.
Yeah.
A little
But
bit
that's
icy.
part of fun.
Yeah, a little bit icy. But both of us were still riding our bikes all
Yeah.
through the winter, even though, you know, we were covered in snow and snowing and
Nothing stops us from
blizzards.
having fun.
No. So that's it. So if you do want to come, please think of planning a winter trip too. It's really good. Something very, you think, oh, I've got to bring all these clothes and stuff, but not necessarily. Plan and pack carefully, but then there's so much more to see in the winter too. And of course, the best way to experience it all is by taking a bath in the winter.
Back to bath.
Back to the bath.
Yeah.
And they have some beautiful onsens too that are outdoors.
Yeah.
And I've sat in a few of them outside.
When it's snowing, that's so beautiful.
Yes.
You know, you're keeping yourself warm, but still on top of your head, there's snow building up.
Yep.
And when it gets too hot, you just grab the ice and then just cool yourself down.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was quite nice. I was
Yeah.
having a bath out in the snow. A very rare experience.
Yeah. But we don't have that here
No.
in Marumigaoka Onsen.
But it kind of
You
feels
can
like
see
it. We've
because
got
all the windows.
Yeah, it's just all windows there. So
So even when it's blizzard outside, you can still be comfortable in the bath.
yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Thank you guys for watching,
Thank you.
and we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Is that right?
All right.
And it'll be getting close to Christmas and New Year's, and that'll be the end of the year for us.
Wow.
Got this big colourful thing behind me.
It's not really wintry, is it?
No, it's not. It's like, it doesn't look.
It's from Hawaii.
I mean, I've got my blankets and
You know,
and then this thing's just like
Using a visual. keeps you warm as well.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Feel like Hawaii now.
Thanks
right.
to everyone watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
See ya.